Hello, I'm playing gun game, and it's gonna be 2 matches gun game on Advanced Warfare, obviously. And I wanted to tell you all a story. But first, I need to tell you that the first game on Drift, this map, is really bad. And I'm also doing a voiceover. So if you just happen to be watching this and you were in the game, you probably heard me rage a lot because I got really mad. I got knifed a lot. And I was extremely mad. Like, to the point where I would punch a baby in the face. That's how mad I was. So anyways, back to what I was saying. I'm going to tell you a story about 7th grade. Now, I went to the school called Mission Hill. That's what the elementary school is called. And there's this guy there. His name's Ethan. I forget his last name, but I'm pretty sure it starts with an R. Ethan like rhymes or something like that. Whatever. But so he was like, I started the year, and then he came around halfway through, so he was a new student, and he was in my class, and everyone wanted to be friends with him, because I don't know why. That's just what people do. So one day, the teacher tells him to, like, cause I don't know why, but the teacher told him to stop writing and stuff. Maybe I think it was because I don't really know why, but anyways. He told him to stop writing, so then he kept on writing. The teacher walked up to Ethan and took the pencil away from him. And what Ethan did was he punched the teacher right in the face. He took his fist and hit the teacher right in the face. Now, he didn't get in trouble for that. I don't know why he didn't get in trouble for that. Maybe he's mentally disabled and that's just what he does, but he just didn't get in trouble, and I was shocked why he didn't. And so he punched the teacher in the face. The teacher, like, yeah, whatever. And so then the teacher picks him up and drags him out of the classroom, and Ethan is screaming his ass off. He's just, like, going all out, screaming it. And so he takes him to the office, and he's still screaming, and me and my friend Nicholas Zivin, me and him followed the teacher, even though he told us not to. He told us to stay in the class. We followed the teacher and see what Ethan was doing with the teacher. Our teacher's name was Mr. Davidson. He picked up Ethan, and he, like, carried him and then dragged him to the office. And our class was pretty far away from the office, so I mean, that must have been hell in 2 minutes for him, because that was some crazy shit. He would not calm down over putting a pencil down. Like, really? Oh my god, that's just dumb. I would, if the teacher told me to put the pencil down, I'd put the pencil down. I wouldn't scream and rage and punch the teacher. Like, there are some people in this world that are just mental and retarded. Not to be rude, but if you're someone who's retarded and mental like that, and who would punch a teacher over putting a pencil down, then maybe you should get some help, because that is some messed up shit. And I went over to, this is a different story, but I went over to my friend Logan's house. He went to the same school as me. This is also grade 7. And so we were going on a field trip. Well, not really, like, during school we were going on a field trip, and then after, like, his mom told me, like, something about this guy would shit himself every day. So then when I went over to his house, his mom was telling me this story about this guy shitting himself every day. So then we went to go to the school that guy was at, right? And he wasn't there that day. So that, I mean, that kind of suck. I wanted to, like, be like, so is it true you shit yourself every day? I don't know why, but so I was talking with his mom, my friend Logan's mom, and she says, so when I was in elementary school, there was this guy named Travis, and he would literally shit himself every day. He would crap in his pants every single day. And I was just like, wow, you're not potty trained yet? And I was just shocked that someone's that bad. Maybe he's got like this freaking mental disabled shit with him or whatever, but he would literally shit himself every single day. Every single day, it would just leak out of his pants. Like, oh, during PE class, running laps, it drips out of his pants. A girl slips on it and breaks her neck. Yeah, that's not actually happened, but just saying it could happen. It's a possibility. But now another story with me and Ethan. Okay, one of my friends actually wanted to hear this, but I told him to watch this video that's being uploaded if he wanted to hear this. So, Ethan was in class, and I decided to be stupid, and I pulled his hood on his hoodie back. I pulled it back, and then he got mad at me. He started screaming his head off at me, and we were doing something in art about, like, using staplers and stuff, and then he screamed at me and yelled at me, and then the teacher's like, Tatum, stop. So then I just had to put his hood on his head and like squeeze it really tight. I was just really mentally disabled and retarded that day, I don't know why, but so I took his hood and I like put it over his head and pushed it down really hard, and then he grabs a stapler and he staples me right in my right shoulder. The first time it didn't work, the staple just kind of like fell out. And then he did it again, and I was bleeding a little bit. He stapled me twice. The first time it was all messed up, and then the second time he did it, I was bleeding. And then the teacher comes over and sends me to the office. He doesn't send Ethan to the office. He sends me to the office. He sends me, not Ethan, for stapling me in the shoulder. The guy stapled me in the shoulder, and I get sent to the office. Like, teachers, man. Fucking something wrong with them. So, yeah, I went to the office, and I got checked out and stuff. Got all that shit out. Got a band-aid on my shoulder. And then I went back into the classroom, and Ethan pushes me right into the door. And I'm like, really? Really? You know, I like to mess around and stuff, but you don't need to staple my shoulder and then push me into a wall. Like, not really a wall, a door, but anyways, right on the door handle, and it hit me, like, on the back of the shoulder that he stapled me. It really hurt. It hurt a lot. I was, like, about to cry. Then the teacher pulls him out of the class again, like he did when he dragged him and stuff. Then he just talks to him, and then so he talks to him. I don't know if they're talking about because the door is closed, but yeah, and yeah, he hates me. Just the first day we met, he hated me so much. Or it was because I did that hoodie thing, but here's another story. So I woke up one day. Okay, so I chew my nails, right? You know, bad habit. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people chew their nails because of the habit of doing that, right? So I had this hangnail. If you guys don't know what a hangnail is, then search it up because I don't feel like explaining. So I had a hangnail, and it was infected. And it, like, I only thought it was a mosquito bite because it was like, it was summer, and I thought it was a mosquito bite right beside where my hangnail was, and it was like red and like sort of small, but then the next day it got a lot bigger, like a lot bigger. It was right beside my nail on my right hand middle finger, and it was there, and then I was like, okay, well, this mosquito bite's getting bigger. So then the next day, it gets white stuff around it, white pus, you know, that shit. Then, so everyone was looking at it in school, and they're like, ew, gross. I'm like, okay. So I was like, okay, well, this must not be a mosquito bite. So then my girlfriend, she's like, hey, Tatum, do you want to come over after school? And I'm like, sure, why not? And then right as I'm about to leave from her house, she's like, "Hey Dad, can you come look at Tatum's finger?" And then I'm like, "No, please don't." And then he says, "This is not a mosquito bite, and this is really serious. It's infected, and I'm gonna have to pop it." So he takes me to the kitchen. I'm like really scared because it's probably gonna hurt a lot. So then he puts a napkin around my finger, and he's like, "Okay, you ready? 3." And I'm like screaming. I'm like, "Wait, wait, 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 wait." So he stops, and I'm like, "Am I allowed to swear if it gets to the point where it hurts so much?" And he's like, "Absolutely." So then, you know, he squeezes it. It doesn't actually hurt at all. It doesn't hurt. And then it pops. I look, and I'm like, "Oh, okay then." So I got a hangnail infection, right? And I look, and I'm like, "Oh my God, look at all that pus all over that." So, or napkin. Then he's like, "It's not over yet." I'm like, "Wait, what?" So then he squeezes it harder, and it hurt like a bitch. I was on the ground moaning in help, and my girlfriend just sitting there like laughing. I'm like, "Really, nigga?" And I'm just sad. So then I get up, and he's like, "You took it like a man." I'm like, "Really? Really? If that's taking it like a man, what's taking it like a little baby?" So, yeah. Apparently I took it like a man, just lying on the ground moaning. But I didn't cry, so get wrecked. Tears. And then he tells me, if you see any sort of black lines that look like spider webs at all through your finger, go to the hospital. And from time to time, like if you see any white or yellow pus, squeeze on it to get it out. And the infection was still in my finger, so I had to like push it out, push it, and get it onto the napkin, and then clean it, and then yeah. And if any like black lines go on my middle finger that look like spider webs, but like really skinny, then I have to go straight to the hospital no matter what anyone says. And so I still have it, and there's no black spider webs or anything like that yet, and it's been 2 days, so it's pretty good, I think, because there's no black spider webs. So yeah. And so I have to go straight to the hospital. I have to, if that does happen. I go straight to the hospital and get it checked out and shit. Then what happened to my girlfriend's sister is she got that too on her big toe, on her, pretty sure it's left foot big toe. And so she got it on her left foot big toe, and they had to actually cut her toe off, scrape out all the infection in it, and then glue her toe back on, which was, I just heard that and I was grossed out. I mean, like, I scraped it out to the bone, where you see the bone, and I'm like, oh my God, that would hurt a lot. And I heard that, and if they had to do that to me, I would cry for days. I would actually cry for days. So they chopped it off and scraped it out to the bone and then glued her big toe back on, and it hurt. It would hurt a lot, so I just don't want that to happen to me. So here's a tip: do not chew your nails. Just don't. So anyways, if you enjoyed these stories in the video, then why don't you just decide to maybe